Hi grade 2. As you can see, it's a little bit more messy with a child around. I hope you're doing well. Oh, 1 second.
If you can.
Okay, let's get down to it. First things first, joke. Oh, sorry. Joke of the day. Here we are. Okay. Why do birds fly south in the winter? Because it's a lot faster than walking. Not so much? Okay. Shout out. Alright, so this will be the last. This is the writing celebration video. So it could be one of the last ones from me. So I just want to give a big shout out to all you guys who got to the end of your story and wrote such great stories with great beginnings, endings. A special shout out to my EAL students. That's Roy, Neela, Mila, Laura, Haru. Simply because they wrote good stories, nice stories, and of course they were new to English this year, so they had very little or no English at the beginning of the year, and now they're writing great stories, so well done to you guys. Well done to all of you for finishing your stories. Alright, so, oh, by the way, you may have noticed every writing workshop there's a different LP record playing when we start the video, and there's a little competition mainly for the parents out there, the mums and dads. So this is writing workshop 14, and I think one of the workshops, I think it was writing workshop 4, was a screencast, so we didn't have any music. So there's 13 artists that were featured in writing workshop videos. Okay, so if you can list from 1 to 14, you can cross out number 4, and tell me what the artists were. Then I'm going to give you, I'm going to send you a very special prize. Okay, so whoever gets the most right, or if there's more than one to get all 13, then I'll send you all something in the post. Okay. All right. So it's the end of the unit, of course. So what do we do at the end of the unit? We have a writing celebration, and for this it will be in at different times for different classes. So 2RJ Tuesday morning 9 till 10, 2KJ Wednesday morning 9 till 10, 2JL Thursday morning 9 till 10. So in at that time you'll be sharing just one part of your story. So you don't have to read the whole thing, it may take too long. So we're just asking you to think of your favourite part of the story. It could be the beginning, the build-up, the climax, ending, whatever it is, one of those parts of the story. Choose your favourite part of your story, and you'll be asked to read it out to the rest of the class on those days. Okay. So having said that, you could, like I have, I'll just show you, collate all your writing together, all your 5 pieces of your story, and make something with it. Put it into a document, or put it into like Book Creator, or if you've written it down, you can maybe take photographs and use that in a document, or you could just cut them out and make a nice cover, like a real physical book, like we did with the information writing. I'm just going to show you what I did on Book Creator for my story. Now again, you don't have to do this. It's not an expectation for next week. It's just something you might want to do so you can read it to your friends, your family, brothers and sisters, whenever you want to. And it's a nice souvenir of the writing workshop this year. Okay, so obviously my story was Pablo P.I. and the Volcano of Doom, and you've got all my chapters in there, and I drew one picture per chapter. All right, each chapter has a title. Okay, the end. All right, so again, you don't have to do this. For next week, all we want you to do is choose one part of your story and practice saying it before the class. Practice reading it, and then during class time you'll be asked to share one part of the story with the rest of the class. Okay. For me, I think I'm gonna share with you now chapter 2. So I'm going to share chapter 2, and then I'm going to tell you afterwards why I chose that part of the story. Okay, so chapter 2. I call it Panic Stations. Pablo P.I. loved playing tricks on his nephew and niece, Parker and Piper. On this particular morning, Pablo had told his nephew and niece that there was treasure to be found under the twin boulders to the east. Pablo knew that this would keep them occupied for most of the day. Pablo put his feet up and settled down to read his book. After a few hours, Pablo realized that Piper and Parker still hadn't returned. Just then, he heard Parker's voice shouting, Uncle Pablo, something terrible has happened." Pablo threw his book down and jumped up onto his flippers. He saw Parker running towards him. "What is it, Parker? What on earth is the matter?" said Pablo, his voice starting to tremble. "It's Piper. She's gone. She's been taken," shouted Parker. Pablo just stood there as if he had been turned into stone. But I found this long whisker in the sand where she was playing," said Piper. Pablo shook himself out of his trance and grabbed his magnifying glass to inspect the whisker. "This is no ordinary whisker. It's a ginger whisker," said Pablo. "That evil Lord Blubber has something to do with this." Okay, so that is my chapter 2. And I chose that part of the story because that's when I introduced the problem into the story. Obviously, Piper is kidnapped. And that's when the story really gets going and gathers momentum, and where the excitement starts to build. Okay, so I chose chapter 2. You can choose any part of the story you want to share with the class. Okay, so that'll be your project for next week. Just getting ready for your classes on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Don't forget the competition to name 13, including this one, 13 artists. Artists only, not the albums or the songs, just the artists. Okay, that's all from me. I hope you're all well. Keep active and keep washing your hands.